so little love in the world.
What's the attraction in what they're doing?
Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game? Now can anybody play? Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game? Now can anybody play?
You're always something special to me, quite independent, never caring. You lost your charm as you were aging. Where is your magic disappearing?
Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game? Now can anybody play? Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game? Now can anybody play?
You're so like a woman to me. So like a woman to me.
Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game? Now can anybody play? Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game? Now can anybody play?
People live and learn, but you're still learning. You use my mind and I'll be your teacher. When the lesson's over, you'll be with me. Then I'll hear the other people saying,
Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game? Now can anybody play? Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game? Now can anybody play?
Carrie Ann.
now the night has gone, now the night has gone away. Doesn't seem that long, we hardly had 2 words to say. Hold me in your arms for just another day. I promise this one will go slow. Oh, we have the right, you know. We have the right, you know. Don't say the morning's come, don't say the morning's come so soon. Must we end this way when so much here is hard to lose? Love is everywhere, I know it is. Such moments as this are too few. Oh, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. Here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day. words to say, the only words I can believe. Hold me in your arms for just another day. I promise this one will go slow. Oh, we have the right, you know. We have the right, you know. Here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day. Understand, the one that you love loves you in so many ways. Here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day. Understand, the one that you love loves you in so many ways.
The night has gone, a part of yesterday.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day. Understand, the one that you love loves you in so many ways. Here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day. Understand, the one that you love loves you in so many ways. Here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day. Understand, the one that you love loves you in so many ways.
CFEP is 105.9, Seaside FM.
This is a Seaside FM News Update.
Seaside FM News and Sports, brought to you by the Royal Nova Scotia International Tattoo. True Patriot thrills, jaw-dropping entertainment the entire family will love at the Tattoo, June 27th to July 1st. Kids 18 and under are free. And don't forget the Tattoo Canada Day Parade. Visit nstattoo.ca.
Good afternoon, I'm Daniel Briand with your Seaside FM News. The province is now offering a reward of up to $150,000 for information about missing siblings Lily and Jack Sullivan from Pictou County. The children were reported missing on May 2nd after family members couldn't find them at their home in Lansdowne Station. RCMP say the pair were last confirmed to be with the family the afternoon before. Lily is 6 years old and Jack is 4. Police continue to search and ask the public for help. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Rewards for Major Unsolved Crimes program or anonymously through Crime Stoppers. Also, Halifax police have shared an update and safety tips as thefts from vehicles continue to rise across the city. Between January and May, officers received nearly 600 reports of items stolen from parked cars, with May seeing the highest number at 158 incidents. Police say most of these are crimes of opportunity and remind the public to lock their vehicles and take valuables with them. Other suggestions include parking in well-lit areas, keeping electronics out of sight, and avoiding leaving garage door openers in your car. Police are asking people to stay alert and report any suspicious activity. And a man is facing several charges after a break-in at a parking garage in Halifax's South End this week. Police were called just after 11:30 p.m. on Wednesday to a secure garage on Tower Road, where a number of vehicles had been damaged and gone through. Officers located the suspect a few hours later, arrested him, and were able to recover some of the stolen items. Halifax police say 26-year-old Travis Joshua Thompson has been charged with break-and-enter, theft under $5,000, and breaching court conditions. He was expected to appear in provincial court today. And now in Seaside FM Sports in the NBA, it could be the final game of the season as the OKC Thunder lead the Indiana Pacers in the finals 3-2. In the CFL, Montreal plays the Edmonton Elks. In the AHL finals, the Charlotte Checkers see the Canucks. And in the MLB, the Blue Jays finish a series against the Diamondbacks, the Mets try to top the Braves on the road, and the Padres play the Dodgers. That's sports. Weather is coming up next.
If you are a member of a not-for-profit group and you have an event you'd like to promote, then Seaside FM would like to help. Just send the information 2 weeks in advance to psa@seasidefm.com or mail to Seaside FM, P.O. Box 196, Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia, B3G1M5. Seaside FM, your community radio station.
And your weather for tonight, cloudy with a chance of rain or drizzle and a low of 14. Tomorrow, cloudy with a small chance of rain or drizzle in the morning, then a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 23. In the night, cloudy with a low of 14. Saturday, sunny with a high of 24. Overnight, clear and a low of 13. For weather at any time, you can visit our website at seasidefm.com. I'm Daniel Briand.
Cole Harbour, your easy listening favorites are on Seaside FM.
The following program is brought to you in the high-power stereophonic sounds of Seaside FM in conjunction with...
My name is Joshua and I'm your host. December 21st, 1988. 1989. My name is Joshua and welcome. 1990. And welcome to our second anniversary show.
My name is Joshua and welcome.
April 3rd, 1994. And welcome to our 6th anniversary show.
My name is Joshua and welcome.
Today's date is October 18th, 2004.
Welcome to Charles' Tape Series.
Welcome to the JSC.
Welcome to An Evening with Charles Hsuen.
Welcome to the Swing Arrangement with Charles Hsuen.
Coming to you live on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen on 105.9 Seaside FM from Eastern Passage. CQHS Productions, celebrating 37 years in broadcasting.
It's the wonderful sound of Radio Wonderful.
A good Thursday evening, everyone. Today's date is June 19th, 2025. Welcome to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen, right here on 105.9 Seaside FM, your home for the best music. A pleasant good evening to all. I'm Charles Hsuen, and this is Evening Solitude. I bring you music until the program close. That's going to be down the line at 8 p.m. We are broadcasting to you live from our studios in the heart of Eastern Passage and in Studio B for one more week while our technicians are busily upgrading our main studios, and they are busy bees right now working in the glass cabinet, as I see across the hall from me. And we are broadcasting to you live, as I said, in the heart of Eastern Passage, and if you're picking us up on local radio, it's frequency modulation station signal, 105.9 megahertz on your FM dial, online at seasidefm.com. Bell Alliant Digital TV Channel 779, East Link Digital TV Channel 952. You can also pick us up on one of our streaming sites live, including Facebook Live on my custom Facebook page. My handle is Charles Halifax Radio, at Charles Halifax Radio. And you can also add me to Facebook in my personal Facebook page at Charles, Hsuen is how you spell Hsuen. Or you can also go to YouTube Live, Twitter, and Twitch TV and search Charles Hsuen and June 19 under any of those platforms. And if you have an intelligent virtual assistant, ask Siri, Alexa, or Google Home to play Seaside FM. Now, if you want to contact me, you can do it one of many ways, lifting up your phone, giving us a shout here at 902-469-6000, message me on any messaging platform on a social media service and search Charles Hsuen to message me in real time, or you can also email me with the address requests@seasidefm.com. I'm going to start with a nice Nelson Riddle swingin' riddle. And this is from a great album from 1957 called Rosie Solves the Swinging Riddle. This was at a time, I believe, in which Rosie was having an affair with Nelson Riddle. And they were big artists in Capitol, as Nelson Riddle was backing up Frank Sinatra during this time period. She put out a great album, and we're going to be hearing Shine on Harvest Moon, which is going to come in a couple months from now, but for now we're going to do a beautiful summer sun. Here is Shine on Harvest Moon by Rosemary Clooney and Nelson Riddle to kick things off right here on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen.
Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no lovin' since January, February, June or July. Snow time ain't no time to stay outdoors and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon, for me and my guy. Moon up in the sky. I ain't had no lovin' since January, February, June or July. Snow time ain't no time to stay outdoors and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon, for me and my guy, for me and my guy. Shine on, harvest moon.
This is your window to Broadway, American classics, and the spectrum of jazz. This is Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen on 105.9 Seaside FM in Eastern Passage and online around the globe on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch TV.
The night is like a lovely tune. Beware, my foolish heart. How white the ever-distant moon. Take care, my foolish heart. There's a line between love and fascination that's so hard to see on an evening such as this, for they both give the very same sensation when you're lost in the magic of a kiss. Her lips are much too close to mine. Beware, my foolish heart. But should our eager lips combine, then let that fire start. For this time it isn't fascination or a dream that will fade and fall apart. It's love, this time it's love, my foolish heart. But should our eager lips combine, then let that fire start. For this time it isn't fascination or a dream that will fade and fall apart. It's love. This time it's love, my foolish heart. This time it's love, my foolish heart.
That is legitimately Frank Sinatra's last official studio recording. Recorded very late in his life in 1988. He was 73 years old when he recorded this. It was for a failed project that never got off the ground called Digital Sinatra. And it was fully recorded in the digital format. And Frank Sinatra Jr. was backing up Frank Sinatra Sr. in that recording. Never released until very recently from an album, compilation album called Sinatra with Love. It was available in the what is called the Suitcase Reprise Suitcase box set that came out in the early 2000s. And that was a beautiful leather box that had an FSA on the front, and it had every album of Sinatra's recordings from 1960 to 1988, 20 CDs in total. My Foolish Heart, Sinatra, very late in life, from the failed Digital Sinatra album. The first track we heard was Rosemary Clooney, Shine On Harvest Moon, with Frank Sinatra's great leader, Nelson Riddle, backing up Rosie Clooney in 1957. We're going to go to 1991 now, to Canadian-born, Montreal-born Oscar Peterson, this one coming from an album called The Will to Swing. And the great Bucky Pizzarelli is on guitar. Bucky, the father of John Pizzarelli, who hosts Radio Deluxe with his wife, Jessica Molaski. And you can tune into that, to a great radio program, because it does play the Great American Songbook as well, if you like a lot of the music I play. Here is Antonio Carlos Jobim's great piece of music called Wave, which I love the scales on this. Sinatra really loved singing this song and heard it throughout his self-imposed retirement between 1971 and 1973, and heard it over and over again because he loved his range. And instead of going up, he went down his octave, using the lower notes in his older age. Here is Oscar Peterson and Wave with Bucky Pizzarelli on guitar, right here on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen. From 1991, that is why Oscar Peterson has been regarded as one of the great jazz pianists of all time. Did you hear that? It sounded like it was just going to be a straightforward interpretation of Antonio Carlos Jobim's masterpiece Wave. And then, like an onion, he kept peeling and peeling and peeling his skill set until at the very end, he just was showing that definitive left hand of that piano really going off in these scales that are absolutely amazing. The Will to Swing from 1991, Oscar Peterson with the great Bucky Pizzarelli on guitar from the Pablo label, Norman Grantz's Pablo label. My name is Charles Hsuen, and this is Evening Solitude. You know what time it is? It's time now to give you your full 5-day Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area. And we need to get that music, too, to go along with it.
What's with the temperature now? What's the high?
What's the low?
Your Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area for this Thursday, June 19th. Tonight, cloudy, a 60% chance of showers or drizzle, fog spreading inland in the evening with a low of 14 degrees Celsius. On Friday, mainly cloudy, a 30% chance of showers or drizzle in the morning. Humidex at 27 degrees with a high of 23, except 16 along parts of the coast. UV index reading at 9, which is in the very high category, so get out that sunscreen. Friday night, mainly cloudy, 30% chance of showers late in the evening and after midnight with a low of 15. Saturday, sunny, high of 24 and a low of 13. Sunday, high of 24 and a low of 14. For more weather information, log on to seasidefm.com. Current temperature outside the studios of Seaside FM, Eastern Passage, Fisherman's Cove, and Shearwater. It is 16 degrees Celsius. Very foggy out there. It's like pea soup. Hound of the Baskervilles out there with the barometric pressure reading at 100.9 kilopascals and falling. Humidity, it is very humid at 98%. That's your Metro Weather Call forecast. And now this brief word from some of our sponsors.
Seaside FM weather, brought to you by Roger Hamilton Financial Agent. Tune in every Thursday morning at 9:10 for the Financial Destination Show with strategies to improve your investments and to enhance your retirement income. Call 902-499-5879.
Got a leaky basement or a big dig on your to-do list? Call Don from Rockbusters. We stop basement leaks fast, keeping your home dry, safe, and worry-free. And when it comes to excavation, we've got the tools, the team, and the know-how to handle any project. Call Rockbusters today at 902-499-8857. That's 902-499-8857 for a free estimate. Rockbusters, call Don and your water will be gone, and your excavation work will be done. Prophecy for today provides knowledge and understanding of what God's Word says will happen, so you may be prepared and pure for the imminent rapture of the church. The People's Gospel Hour, founded by the late Perry F. Rockwood, is a radio and literature ministry dedicated to the teaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ and the precepts of the Word of God. Join us for Prophecy for Today, Monday through Friday at 5:45 a.m., and the People's Gospel Hour, Saturday at 5:30 a.m., and Sunday at 7 a.m. on 105.9 Seaside FM.
Enjoy the beautiful sights of Peggy's Cove and listening to 105.9 Seaside FM.
I have often walked on the street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I 7 stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. Are there lilac trees in the heart of town? Can you hear a lark in any other part of town? Does enchantment pour out of every door? No, it's here on the street where you live. And oh, that towering feeling, just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare, they don't worry me, because there's nowhere else on earth I'd rather be. Let the that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare, they don't worry me, because there's nowhere else on earth I'd rather be. Let the time go by, I don't care if I can be here on the street where you live, on the street where you live, where you
The stories behind the songs, the soundtracks of generations of the 20th century and beyond. You're listening to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen, with over 20 years strong on 105.9 Seaside FM and streaming worldwide on seasidefm.com, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitch TV. That was Toronto's Spitfire Band from 1983 with Thou Swell. The leader of that band was trombonist Laurie Bauer, and also conducting the Laurie Bauer Singers. They were responsible for taking over the Royal York Hotel every New Year's Eve from Guy Lombardo, who would do that in Toronto. And they had a very solid band. As you can hear, those trombones were very, very tight in that great recording that Laurie Bauer and the Spitfire Band did. Before that, we heard sounds by the great Susie Arioli and her swing band, featuring many great musicians, including Don Thompson. That's from her latest album called Embraceable from 2024 from Montreal. great dear friend Susie Arioli. We're going to now go back to 1960. This one, a great album that was with Les Brown and his band Renown, as well as Nelson Riddle doing the arrangements. And this is from an album called This Time I'm Swingin'. For those of you who are audiophiles, as I am, this one did come out on the SACD label, and we're going to be hearing that particular version, as you can hear so many of the great instruments backing up the smooth Dean Martin.
I know that someday you'll want me to want you. When I'm in love with somebody else, you expect me to be true and to keep on loving you. Though I'm feeling blue, you think I can't forget you until someday you'll want me to want you. When I'm strong for somebody new, and though you don't want me now, I'll get along somehow, and then I won't want you. Until someday you'll want me to want you. When I'm strong for somebody new, although you don't want me now, I'll get along somehow, and then I won't want you.
From Gershwin to Bennett, it's Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen on 105.9 Seaside FM, your home for the best music. Skyliner by the great Charlie Barnett and his band. Oh, we can't hear that yet. That is Les and Larry Elgart separating the brass section in the back, the horns. If you have your stereo speakers, you would have heard, or your headphones on, you would have heard that very clear stereo separation, as in the early 1960s, they were really playing on stereophonic sound. As many decades earlier, prior to that, they were only hearing stuff out of one speaker. Now you had two speakers to separate the instrumentation and be able to have a fuller experience at home in high fidelity. And that was 1941 Skyliner by Charlie Barnett, reimagined by the great Les and Larry Elgart. To start things off, Dean Martin with Someday, with the orchestra playing back there with on the Capitol label, Dean Martin and Nelson Riddle and his orchestra. My name is Charles Hsuen, and this is Evening Solitude. We're just coming up to about 20 minutes to the top of the hour, and we are going to continue on sounds with something that is pretty apropos for today. I'm looking out here in our Studio B to my right and seeing the wind out the window and seeing Fisherman's Cove, and I can't see the islands behind there. It is very, very foggy, and I say hound of the Baskervilles because it is pea soup out there. So what a better way to be able to sing about that than in 1957's Billie Holiday's A Foggy Day.
I was a stranger in the city, out of town were the people I knew. I had that feeling of self-pity. What to do, what to do, what to do. The outlook was decidedly blue. But as I walked through the foggy streets alone, it turned out to be the luckiest day I've known. A foggy day in London town had me low and had me down. I viewed the morning with such alarm. The British Museum had lost its charm. How long, I wondered, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed. For suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town, the sun was shining everywhere. London town had me low, had me down. I view the morning with such alarm. The British Museum had lost its charm. How long, I wonder, could this thing last? But the age of miracles had passed. For suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town the sun was shining upside down.
Modular to modal, big band to intimate settings with classic elegance. Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen has entered your homes for over 20 years on 105.9 Seaside FM, your home for the best music.
Hello, darling, well, hello, darling. It's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell, darling, and I can tell, darling, you still growing, you still growing, you still going strong. I feel the room swaying while the band's playing one of your old favorite songs from way back when. So take her rap, fellas, find her an empty lap, fellas, and Dolly will never go away again. I said hello, Dolly, well, what do you know? Dolly, it's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell, Dolly, and I can tell, Dolly, you're still growing, you're still growing, you're still going strong. Just feel that room swaying, 'cause the band's playing one of your old familiar songs from way back when. So, golly gee, fellas, find her an empty knee, fellas, and Dolly will never go away again. I mean, hello, Dolly, what do you know, Dolly? It's so nice to have you back where you belong. I can tell, Dolly, you're looking swell, swell, Dolly. Yeah, you're still growing, you're still growing, you're still going strong. Just feel that room swaying while the band keeps on playing one of your old familiar songs from way back when. So, golly gee, fellas, have a little faith in me, fellas. Dolly will never go away again. Just feel that room swaying while that band is playing one of your old familiar songs from way back when. So, golly gee, fellas, find her a vacant knee, fellas. Dolly will never go away. Promise you never go away. Dolly will never go away. Again. Look out, old Dolly is back.
Bobby Darin from 1964, the year that Jerry Herman debuted Hello Dolly on Broadway with the incomparable Carol Channing at center stage. She played that performance of Hello Dolly over 2,000 times in her lifetime. That became her signature role. And then Bette Midler, a number of years ago, revived it on Broadway and made countless, it was the box office smash as a revival on Broadway. There you are, Hello Dolly by the great Bobby Darin. We are going to now give you your full 5-day Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area.
What's tomorrow's weather? What's the low? What's the high? Will it be wet or dry?
Your Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area for this Thursday, June 19th. Cloudy, a 60% chance of showers or drizzle with a low of 14 degrees Celsius. On Friday, mainly cloudy, 30% chance of showers or drizzle. High of 23 except 16 along parts of the coast. Humidex at 27 and the UV index reading at 9, which is in the very high category, so get out your sunscreen. On Friday night, mainly cloudy, a 30% chance of showers late in the evening with a low of 15. Saturday, sunny with a high of 24 and a low of 13. Sunday, sunny with a high of 24 and a low of 14. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you're looking at highs of 29, 29, and 28, and lows of 18 across the board, respectively. For more weather information, log on to seasidefm.com. Current temperature outside the studios of Seaside FM, Eastern Passage, Fisherman's Cove, and Shearwater, 16 degrees Celsius. Very foggy here in Fisherman's Cove. Barometric pressure reading at 100.9 kilopascals and falling. Humidities at 98%. And now, a little business with you.
Seaside FM weather, brought to you by Roger Hamilton Financial Agent. Tune in every Thursday morning at 9:10 for the Financial Destination Show with strategies to improve your investments and to enhance your retirement income. Call 902-499-5879. Tonight's programming on Seaside FM, brought to you by Atlantic Tours and Travel, proudly showcasing the world for over 50 years. Our tour lineup includes wonders of the Bay of Fundy, Newfoundland and Labrador, St. Pierre and Miquelon, Cape Breton Island Fall Celtic Colors Festival, and the PEI Christmas Getaway. See online at atlantictours.com.
One of the key things an investor should be aware of, it's your returns. Not just this year, but look back over the past 3 or 5 years and beyond and have your funds produced overall returns in the 6 to 8% range per year. And if not, why not? Tune into the Financial Destination Show every Thursday at 9:10 to learn how to improve your returns. Call 902-499-5879. Until then, this is Roger Hamilton. Stay safe and stay invested.
Here it comes. More of the best music on 105.9 Seaside FM.
A hello goes out to Dr. Ala Al-Sali. She is listening to us in downtown Halifax, just arrived from Saudi Arabia. She will be entering in our Canadian healthcare system as a plastic surgeon here in Halifax. So hello goes out to you. Now, here is your Seaside FM news. That is not your Seaside FM news. This is...
Here is the news, the latest news.
Attention Seaside FM listeners, our engineer team is hard at work replacing our old mixing console to better serve you as local community radio station. During this time, you may experience minor interruptions. We appreciate your continued support and patience while we update our main control room, and we couldn't be more excited here at Seaside FM. Come hungry for a good cause. There's a charity barbecue supporting Souls Harbor Rescue Mission, and that is Saturday, this Saturday, June 21st from 12 to 4 p.m. at Westside Beer, Wine, Spirits at 287 Lacedwood Drive. Enjoy great food and chances to win prizes, all while helping those in need. Souls Harbor. For more information, call 902-405-4663. And that's your Seaside FM news.
Seaside FM Notes, brought to you by the Downtown Dartmouth Business Commission. Downtown Dartmouth is your destination for the best independent shops and the most celebrated restaurants in the region. Visit downtowndartmouth.ca.
This is your home for the best music. 105.9 Seaside FM.
Plays the music of your life.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue on sounds now. If I can actually find my library here, because we are in a new studio, and I'm trying to navigate where everything is. Somehow or another, I'll be able to find everything is. Ah, yes. Doris Day, Frank DeVal and his orchestra. Here is The Ladies in Love with You.
Have you ever seen the dawn of love? Little things that mean the dawn of love. Why wait for her to say that she adores you? Long before the first kiss. Have you ever seen this gleam in her eye when she straightened your tie? You'll know the lady's in love with you. If she can dress for a date without that waiting you hate, you'll know the lady's in love with you. And when your friends ask you over to join their table, oh, but she picks that faraway booth for two. Well, sir, here's just how it stands. You've got romance on your hands because that lady's in love with you. The lady's in love with you.
From Sinatra to Sondheim, we have the biggest shows from the studio to the Broadway stage and beyond. This is Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen, with over 2 decades on 105.9 Seaside FM and live across the globe.
You leave me breathless. You heavenly thing. You look so wonderful. You're like a breath of spring. You leave me speechless. I'm just like the birds. I'm filled with melody, but at a loss for words. That little grin of yours, that funny chin of yours, does so much to my heart. Oh, give your lips to me, darling, that would be the final touch to my heart. You leave me breathless, that's all I can say. I can't say more because you take my breath away. You look so wonderful. You're like a breath of spring. I'm filled with melody, but at a loss for words. That little grin of yours, that funny chin of yours, does so much to my heart. Oh, give your lips to me, darling, that would be the final touch to my heart. You leave me breathless, that's all I can say. I can't say anymore. I can't say anymore. You take my breath away.
CFEP is 105.9 Seaside FM, the home of good music from Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia.
That's not the theme that I wanted. I wanted this theme. Welcome back to the second hour of two right here on Evening Solitude. My name is Charles Hsuen, bringing you music until the program close. That's going to be down the line at 8 p.m. We have just concluded 60 minutes of an eclectic selection of music from the 20th century and beyond of the Great American Songbook. Finishing off with a very loose Nat King Cole with You Leave Me Breathless. That was at the Sands Hotel at the Copa Room in 1960 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Nat King Cole in a very different light. Nat King Cole, very polished recording artist, especially as he got to later part of his recording career. Life cut short at the age of 45. But those last 5 years, they, just like Louis Armstrong, they focused more on his vocals than his piano playing, which he was a very competent piano player. But you heard Nat King Cole only in a very homogenized way in the studio. Beautiful recordings, but they were very similar in all the recordings. So when you hear him in the backdrop of a live audience, you heard that looseness that you didn't get in the studio, which was almost too perfect with his vocals. And I really like that. That was a posthumous release that came out of Nat King Cole's catalog as they found those tapes and released them. And I really, really like him in that live context. Before that, we heard the great Doris Day with The Ladies in Love with You, the great Doris Day. It's 2 minutes past 7 p.m. We are going to continue on with a double play now. Here is Perry Como doing a famous Frank Sinatra song called You Make Me Feel So Young. And I'm going to do a double play. You're going to first hear the Perry Como version, and then you will hear the famous 1956 Frank Sinatra recording. Done in very much in the same time period, but two very different vocalists interpreting the same song. And you'll hear the stylings of the individuality of how these great artists would communicate their particular demographic to their particular audience. Let's have a listen now to You Make Me Feel So Young by Perry Como first. From Eastern Passage to the world, this is Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen, a Thursday night tradition on 105.9 Seaside FM, now on your intelligent virtual assistant with Siri, Alexa, and Google devices.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go and play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. Ooh, you make me feel so young.
Frank Sinatra, in his very famous recording from 1956, Nelson Riddle backing him up in my favorite Sinatra album called Songs for Swinging Lovers. And you'll hear the Celesta in there, not the piano, because it broke for that recording session in 1956. That is actually a new stereo mix done by AI, by a favorite fan, taking mono recordings and making them into stereo. Before that, we heard a very different version of the same song by Perry Como doing his. Now, if you can compare the two together, which sounds more dated? And I, particularly in my opinion, feel that the Perry Como version sounds a little bit more dated because you had backup singers. The instrumentation is somewhat timeless with that Nelson Riddle sustained horns and arrangements that they worked so very hard in 1956, and that's what the more memorable one is of that two songs. So the arrangement really means a lot, and that's what Sinatra based a lot of his time and effort with these arrangers, as opposed to many of his contemporaries, where you might have an instrument or you might have a very homogenized sound. Even Bing Crosby himself was accused of not really caring about who backed him up. He just basically walked into the studio, sang the song, and picked up the paycheck and left it to other people. But Sinatra was very controlling in the way that he wanted his output in his music, and it took a lot of collaboration, and also, much to the dismay, a lot of the arrangers who were just really tired of Sinatra controlling them. But it made a better product that was timeless beyond the years of his passing. There we are. Here is now Stan Getz. This one I love very much, this album. And it's a big band bossa nova. Stan Getz had a lot of small groups, but in 1962, by popularizing the bossa nova movement, using Norman Grantz's Verve label and Klaus Ogerman, along with Creed Taylor, they really created this particular sound that really moved the bossa nova movement. This is called Balanco no Samba. Stan Getz and the big band bossa nova with the music of the great Antonio Carlos Jobim and arranged and conducted by the great leader Gary McFarlane. Let's have a listen now. From Astaire to Sinatra and the color spectrum of jazz, this is Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen, heard over 20 years on 105.9 Seaside FM from the heart of Fisherman's Cove in Eastern Passage, the home for the best music.
Help me, I think I'm falling in love again. When I get that crazy feeling, I know I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble, 'cause you're a rambler, and a gambler, and a sweet-talking ladies' man. And you love your loving, but not like you love your freedom. Help me, I think I'm falling in love too fast. It's got me hoping for the future and worrying about the past. 'Cause I've seen some hot, hot blazes come down and smoke and ash. Not like we love our freedom. Ooh, didn't it feel good? We were sitting there talking. We're lying there not talking. Didn't it feel good to dance with a lady with a hole in her stocking? Didn't it feel good? Didn't it feel good? Didn't it feel good? Didn't it feel good? Didn't it feel so good? Didn't it feel good? Help me, I think I'm falling in love with you. Are you gonna let me go there by myself? It's such a lonely thing to do. Both of us flirting around, flirting and flirting, hurting too. And we love, I love it. I love it. But not like we love our freedom. Didn't it feel good? Didn't it feel good? Didn't it feel good? Help me, I think I'm falling. I think I'm falling. Help me, I think I'm falling. I think I'm falling. Help me, I think I'm falling. I think I'm falling. Didn't it feel good? I think I'm falling. I think I'm falling.
That is Jessica Molaskey, one part of Jessica Molaskey and John Pizzarelli, who do Radio Deluxe on their own radio program from high atop Lexington Avenue in New York City. And that was doing Joni Mitchell's material, Help Me. That is letters from portraits of Joni recorded in 2017. Jessica Molaskey, very, very great vocalist interpreting those great songs. Before that, Stan Getz and his big band, and that was Gary McFarland doing the arrangements and orchestra leading that great band. Balanco no Samba, the music of Antonio Carlos Jobim from 1962. And promoting the great bossa nova sounds. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Mel Torme. This one coming from his penultimate album before he had a massive stroke, which eventually led to his passing in 1997. This one recorded in 1995 called Velvet and Brass. He had a huge love for the Toronto big band Rob McConnell and the Boss Brass, who are responsible for my theme song, which is in tribute to the great Ted O'Reilly for 37 years on CJRT. I play his theme song every night because it is part of ingrained of why I got interested into radio, as he would the radio show would literally put me to bed every single night from 10 p.m. onwards. We are going to be hearing this great album on the Concord label called Velvet and Brass. Here they do a great Cole Porter song, a standard song that Sinatra made famous called I Get a Kick Out of You. There's a story about Mel Torme, who did his second of two albums with Rob McConnell, the Boss Brass. They were part of a big label called Concord Records, Carly Jefferson. And both Mel Torme and Rob McConnell at the time were very, very well into their last decade of recording. And they were very set in their ways. And they were having difficulty with this particular arrangement because it's a very difficult arrangement, as you will hear. And some of the the top bosses of Concord was listening into it and were really laying into Rob McConnell. And they were hoping that Mel Torme would blow his stack because of how frustrating this great arrangement was. And Rob McConnell then went into the control booth with the higher ups and basically said, this is my band, this is my arrangement, some of my money is being produced on this, and I want you to button your lip. and button up and let us record this. And Mel Torme so comically went into the on the microphone. You can hear some of these outtakes. Would say, you know what's really bothering me of this arrangement, and the musicians were all leaning in, the bosses were leaning in, and Ron McConnell was leaning in and says, I'm kind of liking this arrangement. And of course, everything came about with this final product. Here is I Get a Kick Out of You, Mel Torme, Ron McConnell, and the Boss Brass in 1995.
Kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? Some dig that perfume from Spain. I'm sure that if I took even one whiff, it would bore me terrifically too. But I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to me you obviously don't adore me. Get no kick in a plane. Flying too high with some gal in the sky is my idea of nothing to do. But I get a kick out of you. I get a kick out of you. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Did it? Did it? Did it? Da 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 da. Ba ba da 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 da. I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to see you obviously don't adore me. I get no kick being thrown from a plane. 1,000-foot fall doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick? You give me a boot. I get a kick out of you.
Mel Torme and Rob McConnell and the Boss Brass with a very complicated arrangement of I Get a Kick Out of You by Cole Porter from 1995. Time now for your Seaside FM Metro Weather Call forecast.
What's with the temperature now? What's the high?
What's the low?
Your Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area for this Thursday, June the 19th. Cloudy, a 60% chance of showers or drizzle with a low of 14 degrees. On Friday, mainly cloudy, a 30% chance of showers or drizzle in the morning with a high of 23 except 16 along parts of the coast. Humidex at 27 with the UV index reading at 9, which is in a very high category. On Friday night, mainly cloudy, 30% chance of showers late in the evening and after midnight with a low of 15. On Saturday, sunny with a high of 24 and a low of 13. And on Sunday, sunny with a high of 24 and a low of 14. For more weather information, log on to seasidefm.com. Current temperature outside the studios of Seaside FM, Eastern Passage, Fisherman's Cove, and Shearwater, 16 degrees Celsius, and foggy here in Fisherman's Cove. Barometric pressure reading at 100.8 kilopascals and falling, with a humidity at a full 100%. That's your Metro Weather Call forecast, and now a little business with you.
Seaside FM weather, brought to you by Roger Hamilton Financial Agent. Tune in every Thursday morning at 9:10 for the Financial Destination Show with strategies to improve your investments and to enhance your retirement income. Call 902-499-5879. Tonight's programming on Seaside FM, brought to you by Atlantic Tours and Travel, proudly showcasing the world for over 50 years. Our tour lineup includes wonders of the Bay of Fundy, Newfoundland and Labrador, St. Pierre and Miquelon, Cape Breton Island Fall Celtic Colors Festival, and the PEI Christmas Getaway. See online at AtlanticTours.com.
You know, it might be confusing to some, a bit overwhelming perhaps, as to where to invest these days. You know, you should invest, for what's the point of being 5 years older and not becoming at least 5 years richer? Markets may go down, then recover, but wasted time, you just don't get it back. Tune in every Thursday morning at 9:10 to the Financial Destination Show. It will be time well invested. Call 902-499-5879. This is Roger Hamilton. Until next time, stay safe and stay invested.
Like us on Facebook, Instagram, follow us on Twitter. Your home for the best music. 105.9 Seaside FM.
This one sent out for Jean Robert in Montreal. Jeremy Pelt, There'll Be Other Times.